As the school year winds down at Niagara College, so does the varsity sports season. We welcome Director of Athletics and Student Engagement, Michelle O'Keefe. And Michelle, big news from the women's basketball team. They captured a bronze medal at the OCAAs. Was that expected?
We expected them to come home with a medal. The women's team, Coach Rayo has been building a really strong program, and they've been really healthy since Christmas. And so, we had great expectations for them.
Lost to St. Clair in the final. Had they beaten St. Clair before?
We beat St. Clair to win the bronze.
St. Clair in the bronze.
I think we beat them once this year. We split with them.
So when you build on that success for next year, how many of those players will be back? Do you know?
We're only losing two. We're losing Molly Taylor and Taryn Mitchell. Two veterans have both been here for 4 years, so and both starters. So big holes and shoes for Chris to fill, but he's a very strong recruiter.
On the men's side, when it comes to basketball, some big announcement that you're making this week.
Yeah, we're mixed emotions. We're announcing Phil Mosley is retiring from our head coaching position. He's been with us many times since 1981, and he has been the head coach of the men's team now since 2018, so 6 years. And he's done a tremendous job. You always want somebody like Phil Mosley around your student athletes.
Since 1981?
Yeah. He's been in and out as assistant coach or head coach of the men and the women on and off since 1981.
That's incredible. He
really
retired previously as a DSBN teacher.
Yes,
correct?
He retired from teaching, I think, in 2018 or 2019.
How do you replace someone like that? What is the process?
The process is it'll get posted today, and we will share it in the basketball community, both in Ontario and, quite honestly, across Canada. We believe we have a strong program and we offer a good package. So we're excited to see what's out there.
What's involved? What are you looking for in a coach? What are the qualities? What are the commitments?
The commitments are approximately 20 hours a week. Most coaches end up spending more time than that. But it all works out in the summer when they have more time to themselves. We're looking for someone, obviously, who is technically sound, has good experience at various levels. We want a really good person who's going to build a positive culture. Phil has done an excellent job. The athletes are good people. They do well in school, and they're leaders on campus, which is what we've been trying to build. From a competitive perspective, I don't expect our teams to win every year, but it is how you win or lose that I care about.
Also a coaching change on the volleyball side of things, was there not?
Yes. Midway through the season, we made Steve Stone the head coach of both the men and the women. And we're in a unicorn sort of position right now where Steve has time to coach two teams. We have strong assistant coaches on both the men's and the women's squads. So we've named Steve the head coach of both teams for next season. We're going to give it a try and see how it goes. We know there will always be a challenge if two teams are playing at the same time. But the good thing is we can plan the season so that there are no conflicts like that. Playoff time will probably pose the greatest potential for conflict, but we're going to invest in our assistant coaches to make sure they are technically sound. And we know Steve does a great game plan because we had that conflict this year. He went with the men's team on the road for playoffs, and Natasha Desjardins, one of the assistant coaches, took on the role as head coach for the game we hosted. And Steve's game plan was strong, and Nat and the girls won. So we're going to give it a try and see how it goes.
Is there an advantage to having the same coach for both of those teams?
I think so. Now it's almost a full-time job for him, and he gets to coach volleyball all day. He doesn't have to worry about other distractions. He has a young family, so obviously there's lots of obligations at home. But we think that there's a really cool opportunity to have someone who is basically in a full-time position for the year and only thinking about making Niagara College Knights volleyball better.
When we look forward to next year, 24-25 season, it'll start with golf and soccer, correct?
Yep, golf and soccer are the first two out of the gate in the fall. All the coaches are back, Adam Steinschifter for golf and Rob Lalama and Frank DeCellis for soccer. So they're all in heavy recruiting mode and planning for next year already.
Some of those
24, 25 next year.
Yes, it's crazy
Jumping.
to hear those numbers, isn't it?
It is. It is.
When you look at the soccer program, what strides were made this year with the program?
Both teams progressed quite well. It's a competitive field, the OCAA. So we know that the coaches are investing time and effort in the development of their athletes on the field and off the field. Frank has been working with the Ontario Coaches Association and the OCAA. They have a mentor coach program. So one of our assistant coaches, Andy Curry, is the apprentice and Frank is the mentor. And so they've been doing all kinds of stuff off the field of play and involving the athletes, and they've been working out. The athletes are, both on the men's and women's side, are competing in men's leagues and women's leagues during the winter to keep their game fresh as well.
Frank and Rob were our first guests back in September when we began the new season of The Source, and we'll have them back in next year, and you've got to come in more regularly
Yeah,
next
we'll
year.
make sure we put it in the calendar for sure.
Well, thanks for dropping in today, Michelle.
Thank you very much.